Audiobook Academy Biography presents Garrett Morgan. A hair straightening product, a breathing device, a reworked sewing machine, and an enhanced traffic signal were among Garrett Morgan's many patents. Sewing machine mechanic Garrett Morgan got his start in the trade with only an elementary school diploma under his belt. A hair straightening device, as well as a breathing device that would later serve as a model for World War I gas masks, were among the many inventions he went on to patent. On July 27, 1963, in Cleveland, Ohio, the inventor passed away. Early years. Garrett Morgan was born on March 4, 1877, in Paris, Kentucky, the seventh of 11 children. Elizabeth Reed, his mother, was a mixed-race woman of Indian and African ancestry. Sidney Morgan, his father, was the son of John Hunt Morgan, a Confederate colonel who was emancipated from slavery in 1863. Throughout his adult life, Morgan's mixed-race ancestry would influence his commercial operations. As a handyman for a wealthy landowner, Morgan came to Cincinnati, Ohio, in his mid-teens to find work. Morgan was able to pay for additional courses from a private tutor, even though he had just finished elementary school. However, positions at a number of sewing machine industries soon captured his attention and determined the course of his life. Learning how to repair sewing machines, Morgan was granted a patent for an improved model and began a repair shop of his own. The success of Morgan's business allowed him to marry Mary Ann Hassick, a Bavarian woman, and settle in Cleveland. The couple would go on to have 3 sons throughout their time together. Refining company G.A. Morgan. Morgan's innovative sewing machine would pave the route to his financial independence, albeit in an unconventional manner, following the momentum of his economic success. At his newly founded tailoring shop, Morgan was working with sewing machines in 1909 when he encountered woolen fabric that had been burned by a sewing machine needle. Morgan had opened the shop with his wife Mary, who had experience as a seamstress. At the time, it was a regular problem due to the rapid speeds of sewing machine needles. Morgan experimented with a chemical solution in an attempt to lessen the friction generated by the needle and discovered that the hairs of the cloth were straighter after applying the solution to it. Following a successful trial on a neighbor's dog, Morgan decided to put his answer to the test on himself. The G.A. Morgan Hair Refining Company was shortly founded and the cream was offered to African Americans after it worked well for him there. Morgan was able to pursue other hobbies as a result of the company's success, which made him financially secure. Devices for breathing. Invented by Morgan in 1914, the safety hood is a breathing gear that protects its wearers from smoke, gases, and other pollutants. When Morgan was selling the device to fire departments, he made a point of personally showing its dependability in real-life scenarios. Precursor of Gas Masks. Morgan's breathing apparatus was employed during World War I to protect soldiers from hazardous gas. At the Second International Exposition of Safety and Sanitation in New York City, he won the first award for his invention. Reluctance to purchase Morgan's products, particularly in the South where racial tensions were still present, was evident. By employing an inventor disguised as a Native American man named Big Chief Mason, Morgan was able to gain access to locations that were otherwise inaccessible to non-Native Americans by entering them disguised as the inventor's sidekick and wearing a hood. Sales of the device, particularly among firefighters and rescue workers, were brisk as a result of the marketing strategy. Explosion in the Cleveland Tunnel. Cleveland was building a freshwater supply tunnel under Lake Erie in 1916. Explosion and subsequent entrapment of workers under toxic dust and fumes were the result of workers hitting a natural gas pocket. As soon as Morgan and his brother learned of the blast, they rushed to the tunnel and dove in headfirst. The brothers were able to save 2 people and collect 4 bodies before the rescue operation was called off. As a result of Morgan's heroic efforts, his sales were negatively impacted because people were aware that Morgan was an African American and refused to buy his items. As a result of racial discrimination, neither the inventor nor his brother were adequately credited for their courageous efforts at Lake Erie. In recognition of his achievements, Morgan was nominated for the Carnegie Medal, but he was not awarded the honor. In addition, other witnesses to the explosion were identified as the rescuers in other publications. Traffic light. In spite of the lack of recognition for the Cleveland explosion roles that Morgan and his brother played, Morgan was a voracious inventor and observer who focused on fixing problems and soon turned his attention to a variety of things, such as hats and belt fasteners as well as automobile components. First black vehicle owner in Cleveland, he focused on his mechanical skills and came up with a friction drive clutch. After seeing a carriage accident at a particularly dangerous intersection in the city in 1923, he designed a new type of traffic signal with a warning light to tell drivers that they would need to halt. It took Morgan only a few months to secure patents for his traffic signal, a primitive version of the present three-way traffic light, but in the end sold the rights for $40,000. Advocacy for the general welfare. In addition to his work as an inventor, Morgan dedicated the most of his life to helping the African American community. The newly founded National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, included him as a member, and he was involved in the Cleveland Association of Colored Men, CACM. In 1920, he founded the Cleveland Call, later renamed the Call and Post, an African American newspaper. Death and legacy. The glaucoma that eventually took Morgan's sight began in 1943. On July 27, 1963, a few days before the 100th anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation, he died in Cleveland, Ohio, an occasion he had been looking forward to for many years. The U.S. government had recognized Morgan's traffic signal invention just days before he passed away, and he was re-established in history as a Lake Erie rescue hero. Morgan's groundbreaking inventions enhanced and saved the lives of numerous people around the world, including firefighters, soldiers, and vehicle operators. Inventors and engineers of the present and future have been inspired by and influenced by his work, which laid the groundwork for a number of significant developments in the field. Thank you for listening in Audiobook Academy. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button for more content like this. See you in next video.